commercial. Let's go into game number 2 of the grand finals here of the 2v2 Ting Cup powered by the Kappa Star League. In the northeast position, we have the red team represented by Larry and PureLegacy. They are up against Team Baguette, a.k.a. Millennium's Lilbow and Millennium's MarineLorD. MarineLorD ever clever with his Battle.net usernames. I hope you guys have been enjoying this tournament. It would be cool to potentially run the first ever Legacy of the Void beta 2v2 tournament. Which, I'm not saying anything. Not saying anything. If you guys have been giving our sponsors some love, anything's possible. You know, that's the long-term goal, is to be able to do this, as, you know, on a somewhat regular basis. Would be really cool. But I'm very, very happy about the way that this tournament has played out so far. We've had some really cool stuff, some cool storylines, and, you know, the fact that we have a pair of unknown players, basically, that made it all the way to the grand finals, 2 guys that came all the way up here to compete at the highest level of 2v2 is really sick. Like, that is actually pretty freaking awesome. So we have a probe scout from Larry. He's like, okay. These guys like to be really aggressive, but oh my god, Larry's doing it. They're going for the cannon rush. The cannon rush double barracks reaper. That's what it's got to be. PureLegacy is he gonna set up another barracks? Like, is it gonna be the 2 racks reaper? No, he's gonna expand. What? Okay, but this is gonna be. Oh my god, he scouted the forge. Oh, okay, that's why he's gonna expand. He scouted the forge. So Lilbow places his first pylon to actually block the pylon that Larry usually builds. But Larry's gonna wall up on the mineral line. Oh goodness, Lilbow getting cannon rushed. And is there anything on the map that can help him? He's got a Reaper just now starting production, but a Reaper takes the same amount of time to build as a photon cannon. So he should be able to set this up. But Lilbow's building his own cannon first, which means that Larry has to actually start 2 at once. Yeah, Larry's just gonna say, screw this, it's not worth it. It's not worth it because Lilbow built a defensive cannon. So very, very smart response from Lilbow upon scouting the forge. There is a second barracks from PureLegacy as he tucked it down there. But, what, he's building a gateway? I don't think that's gonna work. I think they were really banking on this cannon rush, and that's just not gonna work, man. I have no idea how these guys are supposed to win now. Larry's gonna try to just expand behind this, but the 2 barracks reaper, I guess, is supposed to buy him time. There is still that probe here, but once this probe is dead, Larry's push is completely shut down. So Larry's effectively going for a nexus first. He has no gateway on the map, and that means that Reapers could do a lot of damage. Because of this, PureLegacy only has one choice: to crank out as many units as possible. He's going for 3 barracks Reaper, and they have to stay on his side of the map, because Lilbow can actually build another cannon to defend himself, right? He's going to go for a cybercore, he's going to start mining gas, but he has this cannon that actually protects his mineral line from Reapers. And, like, unless like all the Reapers somehow dodge each other, like, he doesn't really have too much to worry about. So MarineLorD just needs to play safe. I will say that this is the ideal situation for Larry. If MarineLorD doesn't go out to harass Larry, this is actually perfect for him, because it's tricky that PureLegacy is getting 3 barracks Reaper, but since MarineLorD's expanding, it's like, it should be salvageable. These Reapers are going to trade. He's trying to just micro, but the first kill goes for Team MarineLorD. Lilbow's going to have much, much faster, infinitesimally faster warp gate than his opponent, so maybe they transition into a feed build out of this. PureLegacy does expand. He's taking a natural. And it's still just 2 Reapers at a time right now. Okay, MarineLorD's going to go to 3 barracks. I guess he does not want to try some sort of crazy feed. No, there's a Twilight. Maybe it is going to be a big feed build still. There's still that possibility. Sorry, I just had to sneeze. Yeah, I reached for the mute button and I failed. MarineLorD has 4 Reapers at the top of this ramp. I think we're actually going to see potentially him just, like, start up Blink and then just start to dump money into him to build up mass gateways, which would actually be pretty cool. Unless, oh, he's going to expand. Never mind. I think we're going to see just a completely straight up game out of these guys. 3rd command center on the way for PureLegacy, and a double Stargate on the way for Larry. So Larry's still going to play his game. He actually gets away with a significantly faster expansion than his opponents, but with this no tech because of that failed cannon rush. Now PureLegacy's ready to go put some pressure on with a Stalker, Blink on the way, and a Photon Cannon. I don't think he should be able to do too much here. He could pick off a probe or 2. He at least gets to scout everything, and he might be worried about that feed build now that he's seen this. Like, these Reapers are actually one-shotting probes. Really nice grabs as these Reapers show up. So he pushes him back. Okay, 3 worker kills, not too crazy. What if he fed him and did like a 15 gate Blink Stalker push? Like, how sick would that be? If they both off 2 base, they both off 2 bases just did like a 4 base gateway push. I don't think it's ever been done before. I've never seen it before, at least. We have Stalkers on the way, but Blink is coming in. Okay, here's the first gateway. For some reason, I really wanted to see the epic Uber feed build, but PureLegacy still has a lot of Reapers out on the map, and he's still wrecking face to an extent. Okay, now he's taking some losses. A little bit of miss micro there. This Reaper actually shows up from MarineLorD, and he's actually getting some probe kills. There's no, oh yeah, there's no Mothership Core, just the Phoenix. The Phoenix will kill the Reaper, but that wasn't bad at all. He actually got a little something there for his money. These Reaper, oh, no. Okay, well, those got wrecked. He's adding on 3 gateways. 3 gateways. It's coming up. These Reapers are going to get pushed back. I'd still like to see, I guess he could do a big Blink build off 2 bases anyway, right? Technically. Yeah, I guess 4 gate Blink is manageable. Going to 5. You can do off 2 bases because that's how the feed works. But MarineLorD not getting a factory leads me to believe he might just make a stim push with this. I'm not sure. These Reapers are actually being kind of effective at trading away against some of the Marines with the hit point regeneration that they have. The Phoenix count's not really high enough to deal with all these Marines yet, especially since Stim is very close to completing for MarineLorD, and now the Stalkers are moving out across the map, so it's just going to be a 2-base gateway bio push. Yeah, he's going up to, yeah, just 6 gate Blink, which is fine. Actually, 5. Only 5 gateways. He's going to fight in the center of the map, trading away against these Phoenix. It's quite difficult to actually win in this position. What's here to defend, though? Like, this is where that cannon rush really hurts, because they don't have any infrastructure whatsoever. Just this Marine Marauder setup. And with Blink, it could actually be manageable against this since he doesn't yet have Stim. The Phoenix will be instrumental. I think the Phoenix is going to try to pick up as many Marines. I actually think the red team should be able to defend this without too much trouble. He's going to come down, picks up the Stalkers. The Stalkers cannot blink away. The Marines are going to shoot them from the low ground, and a really solid hold so far by PureLegacy and Larry. The Marines actually pick up the Phoenix or 2. He's using that Stim. He's getting something, and he's really trying to bait out Stims from PureLegacy here with this focus, but I think these guys are going to have to go back into probe production. I don't think there's enough gateways for him to actually try to finish him off, right? Like 5 gateways is not enough to kill your opponent. Oh, he tried to blink across. Yeah. As they said in London, mind the gap, but you cannot get across that. So is this really it? He's just going to keep powering bio out. Okay, medevacs are on the way. 3rd command center is on the way. But no follow-up whatsoever for Lilbow. He's actually just massing Blink Stalkers, which are good against the Phoenix. We saw actually who had good success with this against this composition in the qualifier. I'm trying to remember. No, I can't remember for some reason. It worked out really well against this setup. This was the one map that they actually dropped. Oh yeah, it was against these guys. MarineLorD and Lilbow actually beat them with this composition before. That's why I'm thinking that. Except I think there were tanks from MarineLorD, so he was able to do a little bit more against this bio. This PureLegacy wants to just, yeah, he's waiting for that. Oh, waiting for that graviton beam. Now he's going to run in. The Marines are actually doing a really good job of buffering because the Phoenix can't kill too much while these Stalkers are all being held up. Is he going to blink as soon as he comes down? No, not getting those blinks. Another pickup level wave. But yeah, I think that this is just a bit too much. The Phoenix are just so useful in these scenarios where your teammate can finish off all those weakened units. And this is really, really nice because now PureLegacy, the only disadvantage that he has, and actually, no, he's not behind in any real stretch. He's ahead in SCVs. He's a little bit behind in army supply because MarineLorD's MarineLorD. His macro has been impeccable. But without that Protoss force, like now he's got to take his gas. Now he's got to have missile turrets built here by MarineLorD. This is actually a really, really good position for Larry and Legacy. Like, Lilbow is just at such low supply. Like, he's so far behind from the opening of this game. I'm not entirely sure, like, what the next move for him is going to be. These Phoenix could actually come in here and kill everything if they really, really wanted to. The Marines from MarineLorD run up. Almost gets a Phoenix kill. So that's nice. I think he's going to need the missile turret. The missile turret's not going to do quite enough, I think, to stay away all these. Like, the Marine count is high enough. Yes. But the tanks for PureLegacy are where PureLegacy is going to try to really punish him. Like this missile turret. Okay, missile turret and a cannon. That's not bad. Oh, it gets one of the... That was actually really nice that he got one of the Phoenix. Phoenix counts are all about snowballing. But now he's taking this base on the top. So, I mean, in all honesty, I'm just still not sure. Like, the Marine count, you'd think it's high enough to deal with this. But if he picks up... Look at the number of Phoenix he has. Yeah, I guess there's a good amount more Marines than Phoenix. It's still very scary because all this medevac drop. He doesn't have the watchtower, so he doesn't actually know about this. That's coming across the map. And let's see. This Marine's just going to scout around. So he's going into the main base. There's nothing here. The Phoenix are going to pop out, though. Actually, these are Void Rays. Nice. Switching into Void Rays. So he might actually be able to get a little bit more done here because of that as he runs in. These probes are going to get snapped up. The Phoenix are pretty slow as far as response goes. He's got a big drop in, though, in the natural of Lilbow. That Marine Force is going to move in. These Marines are actually do the Void Rays. And a big push coming across the map from Lilbow and MarineLorD at the same time. He's going to trade his natural. Are we going to have a 2v2 base trade? I mean, there's too many bases, right? So you'd think it shouldn't be possible. The reinforcements are going to be able to defend against this for the blue team, but the real question is, can the red team defend their production, as they were one production cycle behind? They actually, I mean, this just comes into that macro aspect, right? The tanks are going to be picked off. MarineLorD and Lilbow, if they get on top of the production, it doesn't matter how much economy the players have. They won't be able to build any units. He's got the siege tanks here. All these barracks. Look how many barracks PureLegacy has. He's got a sick economy, a sick economy for his teammate. But I don't think he can actually protect the things that are actually building his forces. There's so many Marines here. I don't know if the Phoenix can actually win this game outright for him. He's going to have to fight full SCVs and Marines in order to deal with this. And here we go. The tanks are going to siege up, so that's going to be a nightmare in and of itself. The Phoenix are here to help, too. The Phoenix starting to pick up, the Stalkers are here, too. But the Phoenix starting to pick up Marines. The Marine count still standing strong. He's picking up the siege tanks, but at this same point in time, the SCVs and Marines pulled, and Marine count is actually dropping for MarineLorD, so the Phoenix will be able to clean everything up. That's an absolutely phenomenal hold. He took a lot of damage, but PureLegacy still has more SCVs than MarineLorD due to the last big push that happened. Now the next wave is ready here, but this has to win the game right now for the blue team. And I will say this, it's certainly possible, but Lilbow, he's behind on supply to the Protoss, but that's only in Phoenix. So just Marine Stalker versus this Phoenix comp. And here we go. The Marines are going to pepper these down, but the siege tanks are setting themselves up at the same time. He picks off the siege tanks. Maybe the Marines can do it. The Phoenix count is dwindling rapidly. MarineLorD and Lilbow, they've cleaned up all the Phoenix. At this point, now they just continue to push in, and I think they finally managed to do it. He scans. He's like, oh, we're home free. We're home free, baby girl. We're out of the woods. He's running up the ramp into the main base. Now one siege tank for PureLegacy is the only threatening thing here that immediately gets sniped. And these Marines, they're not going to be able to stand a chance against the number of forces out here for Lilbow. GG, Larry taps out. And Legacy, MarineLorD and Lilbow take game number 2 here in the grand finals of the 2v2 Ting Cup.